Okay, so let me see what is the best. Okay, so let's talk about the tower first. So the tower is a situation, a relationship that is built on falsity. So it's basically false foundation, false promises, lies, and deception. Okay. And overall, I say deception mainly because it's linked up here with the moon. And the moon usually means that, there's more to the story. We might have been emotionally swept up in it, and we might, choose to ignore the warning signs. But the warning signs were there from the very beginning. And because these warning signs were ignored, there is some type of major revelation that shook the foundation of the relationship. And I pulled out two cards, to see what the information pertains to. We have here the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords usually indicates to me a person that you were dealing with that is very, very difficult. They're not cooperative. It's hard for them to collaborate with other people. It's hard for them to compromise. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's very, very difficult, and I feel like they were more about like themselves. So it made it really difficult for them to work together with another person in a unit. It's also linked up here with the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles, when I see this in a love reading, it usually indicates somebody who's very emotionally blocked. They can also be very selfish. They can also be very, very controlling. So I feel like you might have been swept away, like swept off your feet by a person. I feel like a lot of you might be dealing with an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, okay? And I feel like there has been a major, major stalemate as to how to progress with this relationship. I feel like it has gotten so difficult to the point where you would rather just walk away from it, be empty-handed, rather than, try to reach an agreement with them, because you feel like they're very, very selfish. They're just, they're not bad. They're not a bad person. It's just very controlling, very selfish, and it's very, very difficult for you to deal with. And on top of that, I do see some financial linkages still keeping you and the other person very stuck together. Okay. So that's happened in the past, which brings us to the present situation. We do have the Two of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So I feel like there might be some linkages still between you and this person, and you're not able to like cleanly sever ties with them. The Two of Swords basically indicates a situation where we're kind of like at an impasse, okay? So once again, this controlling energy, two people are unable to move forward. And with the Two of Swords, it's like somebody who is keeping other people at arm's length. They're very protective of their heart. They're not letting their guard down. They're not letting their feelings show. So it's really hard for you to read them. It's hard for you to gauge where they're coming from. It's really hard to gauge where you even stand with them. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody who is a little bit confusing. You might be dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio as well, who behaves in a way that is very like elusive, and you can't get a clear answer out of them. You might text them a certain day, and then you feel like, it's not out until hours later that they text you back, but they don't really answer the questions that you have for them. So I feel like a lot of confusing information between you and another person. They seem to me to be very, very guarded, and so it's hard for you to understand where they're coming from. It's linked up here with the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands indicates a situation where you have to battle it out, okay? So there's still some residual conflict. There's still like, problems seeing eye to eye with a specific person. And this is a card about, not taking things lying down, fighting for what you believe is true, and pressing on for answers. So I feel like a lot of you had inkling about something, like some major revelation might have happened for you within the past 4 months regarding a romantic interest, and you're still trying to make sense of it. I feel like you're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, but you don't have a clear, definite picture just yet. There might be like pieces missing here and there, but you're getting the gist of it, and you're starting to realize this wasn't a rose, this wasn't a rosy situation. I was like deluding myself. I made it out to be more than what it was. And I feel like a lot of you were emotionally swept up in a relationship, and there might have been a lot of lies, deception, and, falsities associated with that. And right now you're still trying to get answers from the other person. And I feel like the communication that they're giving you is very evasive. Okay. So the foundation is something that you know to be true. We have here the Four of Wands as well as the Ace of Pentacles. The Four of Wands basically indicates a relationship. This is a solid, stable type of a relationship. It's linked up here with the Ace of Pentacles, which basically means that, a lot of you, I feel, is in one relationship. You might have another relationship coming through, like a potential suitor or something like that. And so you are reassessing, do I go with the new or do I stick with the old and try to work things out? So what I do sense, honestly, a lot of you are separated. You have children together with a significant other from the past. And I feel like there might be even like assets linked up together. So you're not able to cleanly get away. A lot of you still have feelings for whoever it is that you were dealing with or are dealing with. You're trying to sever ties, and there's new people that are coming through for you. But you have this innate sense of loyalty, like wanting to work things out, giving it your all until like it can't be fixed. So I feel that you are trying your best to keep the family unit together, either for financial reasons or for the children's sake. And I feel like you're holding on, controlling this situation in a very, very protective, in a very aggressive manner. And I do sense, depending on the signs that you're dealing with, there is room here for negotiation, but I don't feel that it's by much, okay? There's a very, very small opportunity coming through for you when it comes to trying to fix this situation. You might need a mediator, like some type of third-party mediator, in order for you and the other person to have successful communication or some type of breakthrough in the communication. If you're dealing with a water sign, I do sense that the feelings, the intentions are there, and that can be fixed. However, if you're dealing with an earth sign, I feel like they are serious about wanting to, make things work, but I feel like they are very self-protected, and it's really hard for you to understand where they're coming from. Okay, an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The crowning energy represents what you are thinking about, the person, the situation, the circumstances. We have, once again, a water sign. This is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And we have this card here, Five of Cups, which indicates to me sadness, regrets, dwelling on the past, thinking about, what you could have done differently, what they should have done differently, and how you could have fixed this situation. I do feel as well, because of all these, transient energy, I feel like some of you Geminis that are watching this might have been involved in a situation where there were alcohol issues, there were substance abuse issues, either from your end or from your partner's end. So things could have worked out very wonderfully if you both were in your lucid state, but were in your sober state, excuse me. But I feel like there might have been some substance abuse issues that really affected the relationship, and as a result of it, like you both are trying to decide, whether or not you can continue in this manner. I feel like a lot of you might have been involved with this water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and the relationship is done and over with. You are now transitioning into from a water sign into an earth sign, or with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I feel that a lot of you are still getting some type of confusing information coming through from a water sign when you're trying to start your life over. And I feel like you might be hiding the communication. You might be responding, you might not be responding, but I feel like there's an element of hiding things, okay? Like hiding the communication that's coming through, not wanting to ruin the chances with a new partner when you still have communication from an ex-partner. A lot of you are still thinking about this water sign, and I feel like you're very concerned about their health, you're very concerned about their well-being. They might come in to give you some information about their health, and they might want to reach out to you in a friendly way. But either way, the communication that's coming in is kind of like unexpected, unanticipated. So you're not really sure what they're aiming for. My advice is, when it comes to communication between exes, when you read a text message or when you read an email, whatever is your first reaction right after you finish reading, whatever your gut instinct tells you what their intention is, that's usually the case, okay? So I feel like, with exes, we usually have this cord of attachment to exes, and we can pretty much gauge and read them pretty well. So whatever is coming through and whatever your gut instinct tells you, that's what they want. That's usually the case. So don't overanalyze. Don't read too much into it. It was there for a reason, but now it's like no longer in your life. So just be careful about reading into it, too much into it, having this hopeful sense of, hopeful thinking and thinking that things are going to work out the second time around. Okay, just be careful. So we have what's coming through here in your future, and especially for those of you who are single and dating, we do have here an earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you have recently encountered this person, and this is like somebody brand new, I do feel it has a lot of potential. It is somebody that is taking a serious interest in you. I do feel like, first of all, if it's a brand new person, okay, brand new, no previous engagement or attachment, I feel that it can work out really, really well. And this is somebody that is very serious. They do take a really long time, but once they start to open up to you, they're a very reliable, stable, like a very caring, loving, generous, romantic partner. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If this is somebody you've been dealing with for quite some time, there might be some revelation that they are in another relationship, okay? So I feel like you might unknowingly be the third party, or you might know that they are involved with somebody else and you're still choosing to get involved with them. I feel like that might be the case, so just be careful if you are dealing with like an earth sign that is like coming in and out of your life, and you might not know why. And I feel like this is the month in which, some insights coming through regarding their relationship status, okay? So I pulled out some cards for the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords indicates to me here, it's kind of like deception regarding electronic communication. Somebody is trying to hide their electronic communication. They are communicating outside of the relationship. They're getting solicited by other people, and they're trying to hide that. Whether or not they respond, that's another story. But I'm getting here a lot of offers for dates that are coming through, as well as flirtations and things like that outside of the relationship. So I feel for those of you who are single, you have an earth sign, a new earth sign coming through that you might be communicating with from a distance. There might be like a lot of electronic communication, and I feel that is very, very fruitful if it's a new person. Take it very slowly, because I feel like you have a lot of other suitors on your plate. You have some of you are still dealing with a water sign ex who might be self-indulgent, who might, I feel like drunken texts once again. And others of you are dealing with a fire sign, Taurus, Virgo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. So I do have heavy, heavy energy. All the signs are coming through. And I feel like either way with the new people, if you're dating this month, take a long time to get to know them, because I feel like a lot of you might have gone into a past relationship in a very, very idealistic manner. Like you have strong intuition, Geminis, and I feel like a lot of the times you second guess yourself, you overanalyze, you overthink, and I feel that you give too much credence to a new relationship partner without getting to know them. So it's really important for you to be a little bit more skeptical, discerning. Take a little bit more time to get to know people before you make up your mind, okay? Those of you in a stable relationship, I have here the marriage card, or, taking relationships to the next level. And I have the Ace of Pentacles. This usually indicates to me engagement, okay? So taking a relationship to the next level. and I feel like, you know, actual like wedding engagement and things like that coming in. And I do sense like you might be involved with somebody who has like a blended family. You might be part of a blended family. So it's sort of like trying to get everybody on board. So I feel like the relationship is stable and you're trying to get everybody on board in order to accept this union. So that's coming through a lot of engagements and things like that for those in stable relationship. The foundation is very, very stable for those in, you know, existing relationships. For those of you transitioning, be firm about, you know, if it hasn't worked out in the past, you're trying to move on with your life, and like, you know, you get a text from somebody and you're cycling back. I feel like it's a reversal of a lot of the progress that you've made through this year. So, you know, try to aim to move forward and be a little bit more stringent with your criteria, who you're dating. And if all these red flags keep surfacing, because we have like the moon in the past and, you know, another moon energy here in the present, and also in the future, you want to be careful about, you know, not wavering in your resolve when it comes to like, if you're done with a relationship, just let it go before you transition to the next one. And if you're already in one relationship, out of courtesy and respect for your new partner, don't communicate with, you know, the person from the past. So of course, the energy flows both ways, and I feel like that can also come in vice versa from the person that you're seeing. But I do sense that, you know, major revelations will come through to allow you to see whether or not your relationship is going to be stable, whether or not, you know, the new person, the new relationship is even worth investing in, okay? So there is some clear information coming through as it pertains to how to proceed with your existing relationship and relationship partners. For those of you who are single, I feel like you're still hung up on somebody from the past, and they might have, you know, there might have been some drugs, alcohol issues.